So what are my top proactive health tips? Let me show you 5 of them. As an integrative family nurse practitioner, I'm often asked, what do I do to stay healthy? Well, I follow the same 5 pillars that I preach to my patients and you in order to maintain my health and well-being. Number 1, I support my hypothalamus. Now, this is absolutely key. All the lifestyle factors that I'm going to recommend for you build upon a foundational hypothalamic support. I've been supporting my hypothalamus with Genesis Gold and, when stressors are challenging, a little extra Sacred 7 since 2000, and it's made a huge difference. Plus, I don't need to take a handful of pills. Only 1 drink a day is all I need to stay healthy. My body's ability to detoxify properly, maintain my normal high metabolism, and age gracefully is doing well. My hormones are in balance, my immune system's functioning optimally, my brain's operating well. I highly recommend supporting your hypothalamus with Genesis Gold. It has helped my patients jumpstart their healing. Number 2, I eat a very balanced, healthy diet. Nutrition is vital. Your hypothalamus is not protected by the blood-brain barrier, making it amenable to nutrients, which is why Genesis Gold works so well. But you also need to fuel your body with the proper food to maintain energy and rejuvenate. As an Italian American, I have consumed a Mediterranean diet the majority of my life. It's plant-based, rich in antioxidants and polyphenols, very low in processed foods, mostly organic and locally grown, and it's really easy to follow. In fact, studies show that the Mediterranean diet is the most effective nutritional plan to prevent chronic illness and age gracefully. My daily nutrition looks like this. I wake up, take my Genesis Gold, and make a fresh pot of coffee. I drink my coffee black and savor this morning routine as I journal. About an hour later, I eat breakfast, usually fresh fruit with either whole-fat cottage cheese or Greek yogurt, sometimes eggs, greens, and whole-grain avocado toast, sometimes whole-grain cooked cereal like oats, bulgur, quinoa. Lunch is usually the biggest meal with lots of vegetables, mainly cooked. Sometimes a salad, always a protein source. And for my body, I do seem to require animal protein on almost a daily basis to keep my blood sugar stable. I douse my vegetables with olive oil, which is a healthy monounsaturated fat that has great anti-inflammatory effects. Dinner is usually early and lighter than lunch. It includes a protein source, more vegetables, usually roasted, and according to my expenditure of energy that day, I may add a starchy carbohydrate like a root vegetable or a winter squash. I am not sensitive to caffeine and do not seem to need it for energy, but knowing coffee and tea are good for you in moderation, I limit caffeine still to just a couple servings a day. And yes, I drink alcohol. Alcohol in moderation is also good for heart health, so no more than 1 serving a day. Plus, red wine is a fantastic source of anti-inflammatory polyphenols. My occasional cocktail is made with fresh juice and no added sugar. That doesn't mean I never eat sugar. I adore dark chocolate and I like to bake. Plus, we have fruit growing on our property and nothing is better than a fresh fruit crumble with whole grains, coconut, and nuts on top. My diet is balanced out with activity, which leads me to number 3. I am very active. Staying active is the secret to longevity. Prior to our modern day life, activity meant fending for yourself, taking care of livestock, gardening, doing laundry by hand, just being much more physically active than we are today. And I must say that since my last horse passed almost 9 years ago, I don't have the same upper body strength that I used to have. Hauling manure is a great weight resistance exercise. Being sedentary is really the new smoking. It will shorten your life, so you need to move your body. I try not to sit down for too long during the day, taking my business calls while walking and doing a lot of my computer work standing. I also get aerobic exercise at least 3 to 5 times a week for at least 20 to 30 minutes. I like to hike, mountain bike, swim, and play pickleball. And I do weight resistance exercise a couple times a week. And I prefer to use my body weight through yoga and calisthenics, but you can also use actual weights. Just be careful not to hurt your joints. Then I try to stretch daily. As you get older, you lose flexibility before strength and cardiopulmonary efficiency. I get 9 hours of sleep every night. Supporting my hypothalamus actually changed my sleep patterns. Before Genesis Gold, I never got more than 5 hours of sleep and spent a third of it sleepwalking. I've always been sensitive to light, so I need a very dark room to sleep in. No digital lights blinking, no street lights. The full moon will wake me up. I make sure that my room temperature is a cool 60 to 70 degrees. It's very difficult to make enough melatonin when your room temperature is too warm. I fall asleep easily, probably because I'm so active during the day, and I try not to use screens after dusk. But since being menopausal, I may wake up between 1 and 3 to urinate. If I have trouble falling back to sleep, it's usually because I ate too late or had a second glass of wine. Sometimes it's stress-related worry. So I do a whole body contraction relaxation exercise to wear off the adrenaline and get my GABA up so I can fall back to sleep. Number 5, I nurture my healing mindset. What you believe becomes. Your mindset affects your ability to heal. Most of my patients come to me unconsciously sabotaging their own healing by beliefs they've adopted. Supporting their hypothalamus helps them to be more aware of their mindset so we can work on uncovering what's getting in the way of their healing. I truly believe that I can heal anything in my body, that my body has the ability to heal, and that my DNA is programmed for optimal health. I realize there are people who have genes that do not favor optimal health, but I also know that your DNA has unexpressed genes that could be potentially healing. I have seen my patients who have genetic profiles with SNPs that inhibit their detoxification or their metabolism actually change clinically by supporting their hypothalamus with Genesis Gold. They no longer express those faulty genes. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to heal their hypothalamus. And then their hypothalamus orchestrates healthy communication with their DNA. It's our lifestyles that turns the genes on or off. So following the other protocols, supporting your hypothalamus, eating well, being active, getting enough sleep will help enable your genetic potential. But to live your highest genetic potential, you need a healthy mindset. If you don't believe you can heal, no matter how much other good stuff you're doing, healing is limited. People who do not believe they can heal or who have subconscious beliefs that sabotage their healing may not notice the benefits of supporting their hypothalamus immediately or even after the prescribed 90 days of taking Genesis Gold. Yet, when these same people do their deeper work, they start experiencing healing. And by deeper work, I mean psychospiritual exploration to uncover what beliefs contributed to them getting sick in the first place. For instance, if everybody in your family dies of strokes and heart attacks, and you believe you will too, then you probably will. Even if you don't smoke and you eat well and exercise, but you still believe that's the way you're going to die, then your mindset can overrule your healthy lifestyle. You must believe in your body's ability to heal. So whatever is making you stuck, that's what you've got to work on. You may need help from a therapist. We all have soul issues. I was once hormonally challenged. I didn't have periods on my own. I was kind of manic in the sense that I was obsessive about exercise and dieting. I couldn't sleep, and I wasn't emotionally well until I started supporting my hypothalamus. And after a few months of taking Genesis Gold and Sacred 7, my mindset shifted. I started looking at myself with different eyes. I started seeing what was working instead of what wasn't working. I stopped seeing fat and started seeing fit. Although I'd never been overweight, I had an eating disorder from the time I was 14. So my body image was distorted, and that affected my mindset. Fixing those distortions in your thoughts and beliefs helps you to heal. Part of your proactive health is healing whatever is in your past that's keeping you sick, that's preventing you from being optimally well, mentally, emotionally, or physically. And that work is probably the hardest, which is why, besides creating Genesis Gold and Sacred 7 to support your hypothalamus, I also created my Hormone Healing Circle. The online educational program is available to both men and women. Yet the virtual healing circle is only for women. I believe that when you heal a woman, she becomes empowered to help heal those around her, her family, her children, her spouse, her community. In my Hormone Healing Circle, I meet with the women so they get my personal attention to help them through their healing process. So if you're interested, the link will be in the description. I'll see you in the next video.